Yes, any doubts in homework? All of you able to solve that? Illustration 12. The most important illustration will take up. Illustration 12, take it out everyone. So I am taking up with the illustration in the class and exercise I'll give an homework in the next day after we finish with this illustration. So look at illustration 12, page 76. Journal of Rajveer for August 2014. Make the formats. Make the formats. Now be attentive. This is a single illustration which covers everything of the chapter. So before any of your tests, exams, you just resolve this illustration. Everything will be included. All the points will get revised with this single illustration. Okay, the whole illustration is very important. I'll not be asking you anything, otherwise you'll not be able to finish it in 3 periods. I'll be directly explaining it to you, so that we can finish it in maximum 2 lectures. A business is commenced with introduction of cash 15,000, receivables 25,000, liability 10,000 and stock of goods 15,000. Now, all the debit accounts we write first. So, cash comes in, debit what comes in, cash account debit 50,000. Any confusion in this? Further, receivables become business receivables. Debit the receivables. We call them as debtors account debit. 15,000. How much is it? 25,000. Understood that everyone? Okay. Further, liability becomes business payable. Credit the payable, so we'll credit that. First we will write all the debit accounts. So keep it pending. Okay. Lastly, stock of goods is brought. So goods comes in. Debit what comes in. Stock of goods account debit. 15,000. Now we will write that credit account of liability. So liability is payable, credit the payable to creditors account. The name of account will be creditors account. 10,000. Okay, and all is brought by the owner. So owner is the giver, credit the giver to capital account. But what will be owner's investment is 80,000 only. 50 plus 25, 75 plus 15, 90,000. He is bringing 90,000 in the business. But on his behalf, business also has to pay 10,000. So what is his net investment in the business? 80,000. So you simply remember debit minus credit. Debit you will add, credit you will minus. 50,000 plus 25,000, 75,000 plus 15,000, 90,000 minus 10,000, 80,000. Understood this portion, everyone? Anyone having any doubt in this? So, yes? See, he is bringing 90,000 in the business, but then he had to pay to someone 10,000, which now business will pay. So, what is his net investment in the business? Only 80,000. So, you always remember it this way. Whenever we want to get the amount of capital in a combined entry, all the debit amounts you will add and credit amounts you will minus. Is everyone okay with this? I repeat it one more time, listen. Cash comes in, debit what comes in, cash account debit, 50,000. Debtors are the receivables, debit the receivable, debtors account debit, 25,000. Goods comes in, debit what comes in, stock of goods account debit, 15,000. Liability is payable, credit the payables to creditors account, 10,000. And all this owner is bringing. So owner is the giver, credit the giver to capital account, 80,000. How do you get 80? Debit add minus credit. Any confusion in this? Will not be writing the narrations. Next. 10% loan is borrowed from Srimati 30,000. Now, loan is borrowed. So first effect will be cash comes in. Loan is borrowed, so first effect will be cash comes in. So cash comes in, debit what comes in, cash account debit. Second transaction, and amount is 10,000, 30,000, 30,000. And Srimati is the giver, credit the giver, but the name of account will be to 10% Srimati's loan account. Okay, Srimati is the giver, credit the giver to 10% Srimati's loan account, 30,000. Understood this? Any confusions? Now, be very attentive. If this combined entry was asked, means loan was also included in first transaction itself. If you read the first transaction, it would have been given like this. That introduced cash 50,000, receivables 25,000, liability 10,000, stock of goods 15,000, and loan from Srimati 30,000. Okay, loan of Srimati also included in which transaction? First one. Then we would combine it. I told you the rule of combined entry earlier. Would we write cash account debit two times? We will write it only one time. 50 plus 30, 80,000. Rest all as it is. Because everything else is appearing only one time. Only cash is appearing two times. So it would become debtors account debit with 25,000. Stock of goods account debit with, then two creditors account with 10,000. Also to Srimati's loan account with 30,000 and to capital account with 80,000. So rest of the things would remain as it is. Are you all clear with this? Means important thing is what? This. If loan is also included in the first transaction, then loan also be added in cash. If loan is also included in the first transaction, then owner is bringing 50,000 in the business, plus you are borrowing 30,000 as loan. So what is the total cash coming in the business? 80,000. So be careful. If loan is also included in the first transaction, then add it in the amount of cash also. Loan you will definitely credit, but also add it in the amount of cash. Because then what is the total cash coming in the business? 50,000 brought by the owner, 30,000 borrowed as loan. So what is the total cash coming in the business? 80,000. Once again, if loan is also included in the first transaction of commencing the business, then you will also add it in the amount of cash. Okay? Credit effect of loan will be given, but you will also add it in the amount of cash. Total cash coming in the business would become 50 plus 30, 18,000. Any confusions in this? So keep it in mind. Next, laptop purchase from Jaiveer for cash. In whose books for cash is not written? Write it down. In the old books it's not there, in the new books there is a correction. Wherever for cash word is not written, include that. Make the correction. For rupees 20,000 and paid other expenses rupees 500. Now we studied a note regarding the assets. That whenever any assets are purchased, then any expense incurred at the time of purchase of asset, what will you do? Add it in the cost of asset, and we should not record it separately. Are you okay with this? So here laptop comes in, debit what comes in? Laptop account debit, but the cost of laptop will be 20,500. Understood that? And it's given for cash. Where it's not given, I made you write it. So it's a cash transaction or a credit transaction? Cash transaction. Cash goes out, credit what goes out to cash account 20,500. Did all of you understand this? Anyone having any confusion in this? Next. opened bank account with Dena Bank by depositing rupees 15,000. So Dena Bank is the receiver. Debit the receiver. Dena Bank account debit. 15,000 we have deposited with the bank. And we are depositing the money, so cash goes out. Credit what goes out? To cash account 15,000. Did all of you understand this? Anyone having any doubt up till here? Raise your hand who is not there with any transaction up till 4. 5th. Goods of 30,000 purchased from Royal Stores on credit at 10% trade discount. Credit what is as such given to you. So it's a credit transaction. Okay, an amount will record after deducting 10% trade discount. Trade discount is not to be shown in the books of accounts. So goods comes in, debit what comes in, purchases account debit. Do it 30,000 minus 10%. Directly in calculator, do you get 27,000? 30,000 minus 10%. And name is given, so Royal is the giver. Credit the giver to Royal Stores account 27,000 stores. Are you all clear with this? Yes. Anyone having any confusion so far? Next, 6th date. If anyone is not clear, then without hesitation ask it to me, I'll repeat it, okay? Raise your hand who is still writing up till 5. Completed? I'll get the 6th one we ended. Goods purchased from Royal Stores, out of which 15,000 sold to Bhagwati at 10% trade discount after adding 20% profit on it. Don't talk in between. And then 15,000 and mark it as CP, cost price. See, we purchased from Royal 27,000, but all the goods we are not selling to Bhagwati. We are selling only goods of 15,000 to Bhagwati. That too after adding profit and subtracting trade discount. So now we are selling to Bhagwati. Bhagwati is the receiver. Bhagwati is the receiver. Debit the receiver. Bhagwati account debit. Now we are not selling all the goods. We are selling goods of what value? 15,000 to 15,000 plus. What is the percentage of profit? So do plus 20% profit. Do you get 18,000? Now do minus 10% trade discount. Do you get 16,200 everyone? Do it 15,000 plus 20% profit minus 10% trade discount. Do you all get 16,200 everyone? Straight away in calculator profit you add and press percentage. Trade discount you minus and press percentage. Got it everyone? So 16,200 is what we have to receive from Bhagwati. Raise your hand who did not understand 16,200. How is it obtained on calculator? All are clear with this? Goods goes out. Credit what goes out? To sales account 16,200. Any confusion in this? All are clear with that? And what is the cost price of the goods we are selling? 15,000. And what is the selling price? 16,200. We are earning a profit of 1,200. 1,200 we are earning as profit. Okay? Further. Goods of rupees 50,000 purchased from Kruti at 10% trade discount and 10% cash discount half amount paid by check, and then half amount paid by check. Partly cash, partly credit. I told you earlier a shortcut that in partly cash, partly credit, whenever goods are purchased, purchase account debit and everything else credit. Whenever goods are sold, then sales account credit and everything else debit. So here goods are purchased, purchases account debit, and three things we will credit. Half amount we have paid by cash or by check. So to bank account, we have paid by check. In case paid by cash, then to cash account. To cash discount account, whatever money is paid on that discount will also be allowed. And half amount is still payable to Kruti, so to Kruti's account. So you remember it this way, partly cash, partly credit, purchase account you will debit, everything else you will, if it is sales account you will credit, everything else you will debit. And generally it will include three things. If it is cash, then cash account, if it is check, then bank account, cash discount account and the person's account. Okay? Now, the logical reasoning. Goods comes in debit, what comes in purchases account debit. We have paid half the amount by check. So bank is the giver, credit the giver to bank account. Whatever money is paid, we'll get discount on that. We'll get discount, so discount is our income. Credit all incomes and gains to cash discount account. And half amount is still payable to Kruti, credit the payables. So to Kruti account. Or you can say we have purchased goods from Kruti. Kruti is the giver, credit the giver to Kruti's account. Understood that? Now I told you earlier period that